What are you doing here? Are you gonna go pee?
Hey, you can make little peeps.
Oh.
Bound to happen.
Yeah.
All good. I take back everything I said about Sadie earlier.
She's not chill.
No.
She's not chill.
So we went on a ski trip not too long ago.
Yes.
And we were playing Werewolf.
Yes.
And for those of you who don't know, Werewolf is like a social-based game where people are doing different things. That's kind of what it is. And so there was a moment where I thought like I had outsmarted everyone, like with me just kind of playing coy and just kind of chilling in the background. And then like you like said a whole bunch of words, and then it came to my attention that like as the words that you were saying were about to end, you knew that I was BSing everyone, and then you like called me out on that, and I was like dumbfounded because I had nothing else that I can say about it. I was very sad. I probably turned a little bit like red a little bit. I was very embarrassed.
I got you beyond a reasonable doubt, man.
Dude, yeah.
I was really on one that night.
You were, because there was multiple of those. Thankfully, I was only I guess the person that was on the other end of one of them. But I was just like, yo, man, F this game, man. I hate this game.
Well, you know, our friend who set it up, she set it up so that, you know, everything was done in one night.
Yeah.
Normally with Werewolf, you know, you have multiple rounds, you eliminate it, but everything was like, you got to do it then. So like, for me, like really it was like, all right, I got to turn it up a notch. I really didn't though. I really could have just been like, oh, let's just chill, have a good time. But for whatever reason, I was just like, boom.
I'm dialing this up like to make sure that people know what's up.
So you said your opinion of me changed. It changed from what to what exactly?
Good question. Well, now I'm like more intimidated about you. Like I'm intimidated. I'm like, yo, I can't double cross this guy under any circumstances. Like in real life, like I did it in the game thinking it's okay. Now in real life, like you're gonna call me out on it immediately, and then I'm gonna have like a flashback to like that that ski trip. Which otherwise, how dope! That was such a good time, man.
Yeah. I mean, just to be able to get back out there again after so long because, you know, pandemic happened.
Yeah, that was your first time boarding since?
Either first or second.
Okay.
But it was like relatively, like I hadn't gone in a while.
Sure.
So, you know, it was just nice to get away, and especially, you know, having a kid.
Yeah.
You know, a young kid, you had to stay home.
Yeah.
More often than you'd ideally want, I guess.
Sure.
But yeah, it was nice to get out there with a good group of people. Good
That's
group
awesome.
of people. Also,
Couldn't agree. Yep.
you know, I don't know if you remember, on the way up, I realized I bought lift tickets to the wrong mountain.
Yeah, that was wild. So like as soon as you like my first interaction with you, like you were in high stress mode and high like mad serious. Like everyone like chilling, having a drink, chilling, playing some board game. You're like, nah, I got to get this like straight immediately.
Yeah.
And you did, right? Like immediately.
So like I called the next day because they were like, oh yeah, absolutely no refunds unless you purchase insurance, which I didn't because I was like, oh yeah, no problem.
Right, insurance.
And I don't need insurance. I know where I'm going.
Sure.
Clearly I didn't know where I was going.
Yeah.
And so I called them up, and you know, I turn on like the sob story.
Yeah.
I kind of tell some like half truths about like what's going on with me and my family and whatnot.
Yeah.
Half truth.
It's
And
a very specific.
and
way
the guy
of
was like
calling a
really
lie.
gracious, and he's like, oh well, you know, we can give you a voucher. And I was like, you know, I don't know when I'm going to be able to get back up here. Blah blah blah. So he's like, okay, don't worry, hold on. So I held on for about 20 minutes.
Damn.
Came back, refund, and from that moment, because the werewolf happened after that.
It did.
From that moment, I was like, yo,
You were on one.
On one, man.
You were playing with house money at this point. It's like nothing's gonna happen for the rest of this trip that's gonna bring me down. I got essentially a free trip, but also not free. You know, just like you didn't lose out on money that you otherwise could have. Now, one question I want to start off with for you that I've been asking my guests.
Okay.
Just to learn a little bit more about them. I think it'll be cool to ask you because I know you.
Yeah.
But I'd like
you're gonna make sure I don't double cross you with the answer to this question.
Exactly. I mean, fingers crossed, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to edit this part out. But no, I like talking to them about like finding out what young McNaughty was like. So like, what were you like growing up?
So I was very much into basketball, very much into video games, like many kids are. I had like a pretty close knit group of friends from like 6th grade till basically now. Like it's really weird that you keep some of the friends that you had in high school, but like,
sure,
right? So, so I would constantly play basketball every day, just normal stuff. Like, I play racing games, whether it's Mario Kart, Gran Turismo, play RPGs, Final Fantasy, and like, I know you're big into gaming also.
For sure, huge.
But yeah, I mean, I played instruments. I did marching band. I did choir. I played on the volleyball team because I wasn't quite good enough for the basketball team.
You got cut like I did. Did you try out or no?
No, I got cut in the middle school team. So like, you know, they pooled together all 3 middle schools.
Yeah.
And yeah, I didn't make that team. And then I was like, pretty much like, if I don't make this team, I'm probably not gonna make.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna make the NBA.
Did a quick calculation.
Yeah.
So you know what this is. Well, look, I tried out for a high school team. I didn't try for middle school, and like if my brother was here, he like if I asked him like what's the one thing that you want to sort of talk about Kevin's tryout at the high school basketball team, it's that as soon as I didn't get my name called, I think it happened pretty immediately. Like when I think like rather than on movies and stuff where maybe you find out afterwards, found out right away there. I got in the car, my brother was in the car. Dude, I started crying. I started bawling. I was so devastated, man.
And
he finds
really
that so funny.
it.
I did want it, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know why I wanted it so bad. It's like a cool thing, but also like a pride thing, all that stuff. But look at me now. I got my own show. Let's go. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up,
Let's
man.
go.
That's what's up.
Absolutely, man. So look, you started your YouTube channel, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, around November of last year.
Yeah, like a week or 2 before Thanksgiving.
Before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And you told me about it. I want to talk about this.
Okay.
You told me about it, I don't know, X amount of months after you had started doing it. And I think a lot of other people like didn't know that you were doing this.
Like basically nobody.
No one knew.
Only my wife knew.
Yeah.
And the first couple weeks, I didn't even tell her. And
Yeah.
you know, she would come into the office because I stream out of our office room right now.
Yeah.
And she'd come into the office and like see like, okay, obviously I have like the racing chair and the wheel, and you know, because she knows I play the game.
Yeah.
And then she sees the camera, an extra keyboard, a microphone, and then one day she just comes up to me and she's like, "Are you streaming?"
Yeah.
And I had nothing else to say other than, yeah.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, watch your.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I am. I have all this ember. This is what it's called, right? Ember?
Okay.
This is called ember, right? Is that
Oh,
the right
yeah,
word?
yeah.
I
Or
have
ember or
coming.
ash.
It's whatever.
Yeah.
Ash, yeah.
Are you going piddles? Go piddles. This is my dog.
Yeah, what's up, Sadie?
Sadie. I got 2.
One time I text Denise, I text your wife, who's standing right over there.
Yeah.
And I was at my in-laws' house, and I think at the time, either they or someone else who was there was thinking about getting a dog. And I just remember and they didn't know what kind to get or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was just like, arguably the best dog that I've ever met. Like the most chillest dog. Not best.
You could, hey, I'll take it.
Okay,
You can say
well,
best.
I have people guys, I'm sorry. But the chillest dog by far.
Yeah.
Like look at this. Look at this. Look at it. Look at this.
I
right
know,
here. She's chill.
She will stay here the entire night if I keep petting her.
You know what? Look at this.
And then there's the other one, Hazel.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna try to remember the name. It's Hazel.
Yeah.
What's up, Hazel? How you doing? But no, long story short, I texted her to ask what I think breed Sadie was, because I, as a non-dog owner person, I was like, man, maybe that's a breed it's like a chill breed maybe, which may or may not be the case. I don't know. But she was like random, laugh out loud, like it's like a random question that, hey, by the way, what breed is your dog?
Yeah.
But so you waited several
like months
before sharing with people.
Right, and I think like maybe outside of Denise, maybe you were like maybe like the third person that I told.
Damn, is that right? Also, when
like,
you
I
told
was
me,
like,
most people still didn't know.
I mean, let's be honest, most people are gonna find out through me being on Khordmaster Keys, right?
Okay. I mean, you have a sizable following now.
Yes.
But yes, people, yes, will find out about you for sure. Yes,
right.
This way as well. So let's talk about what that experience has been like.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so, I was like, I was like kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out with streaming, right?
Sure.
Like I was gonna play the game regardless, and I had been for several months. And I came across this one racer who streams on Twitch, and I'd be in races with him like every day. He's on the morning, same time that I would start playing. I wake up, play, whatever, and I started tuning into his stream. I was like, I want to see what it looks like when I'm racing against him. Like if I'm in front of him, or if I'm behind him, or if he overtakes me, or vice versa. I want to see what he's saying.
Sure.
And he turned out to be like a really, really chill dude. And I was like, oh, the thoughts started there with, okay, maybe I can do this. And then another friend of mine, John, who he visited one day, and he was like, dude, you should stream this. And I was like, all right, let's try it out. So like maybe the first couple weeks, I was streaming to nobody, and all the instruction videos that like I watched on YouTube were like, nobody's gonna watch your stream for like months, right? They're setting the bar like really low, like really low.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting here thinking like, okay, it's just me practicing talking to a camera, all that kind of stuff. But like after like maybe 2 weeks, a couple people showed up who were in the races with me, because you can advertise like your YouTube handle or your Twitch account in the game chat.
Okay, sure.
And they stuck around, and I got like my first 2 subscribers within like a month, and then steadily it's just been growing and growing and growing, and like I don't know, it's kind of just taken off. And the nice thing is that as people got involved with the channel, as they subscribed, like there's another guy who gave advice. Like I would post a stream or post a video, and he'd be like, okay, make sure you assign mods. Another guy was like, make sure you create a Discord. So like not only were they tuning in, they were like trying to help me grow the channel to what it is now. Like we were somewhere around 650 subscribers at the time of recording this. Which is like, I thought like maybe 3 years from now, or I would be at that point. But it's been breathtaking, to say the least. The amount of support that the community for Gran Turismo 7, the game that I stream, the level of support and just inspiration that they've shown me is just incredible.
Dude, you're doing something that you enjoy doing, meaning playing the game, that you would be doing whether you were or were not streaming, as you have been doing before you started streaming. Right. And then now you're starting to realize this whole sentiment of other people out there who clearly have a common interest of, watching this game, and some watch, some play, or whatever sort of mix. Right. But now, not just that, but like you just said just now, they're like invested in you, where they want to be involved in your community in a way that's going to help you. And for them, it's like they love being a part of something. Yeah, and not only that, like I can't necessarily take credit, because like, they haven't said anything to me, but I've noticed that people who subscribe to my channel have joined the Discord. They've got channels of their own that they're starting to grow, so we bounce ideas off of each other, and we support each other. Yeah. We literally have a channel where, in addition to links to my content, people share their own, so we actively grow the community. And I think that's really important for me, to not just be like, okay, well, I'm here, don't do any self-promo, it's all about me. I don't want to get into that. I want it to be a community just because of what they've done for me to this point. Of course. So I got to give it back where I can. 1000%. So here's a question. So when you started streaming, you had probably 2 main options of where you wanted to stream. Right. YouTube or Twitch. You chose YouTube. Why? What was the thought process, and kind of what's your thought between streaming on one versus the other? Well, I streamed on YouTube because of the fact that I wanted
to only work with one platform.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of streamers that I see on Twitch also have YouTube channels where they put their VODs, their highlights, and all that kind of stuff. So they stream on Twitch, they export the video from Twitch to YouTube through various means, right?
Yep.
And I didn't want that headache. I wanted it to be like, okay, I stream, the video is available, and I don't have to mess between two things.
Sure.
Granted, Twitch, from what I understand, it's easier to monetize, become a partner faster and all that kind of stuff. But like, I never really started it to, for the money. Like I still work full time, and that's my only source of income.
Yeah.
Could that change one day? Maybe, maybe not. If it never does, then it's fine. As long as, I'm having fun, as long as the people who are around me or part of the community are having fun, then I'm full. I'm fulfilled.
Love that.
But yeah, that's the primary reason, just only having to deal with one platform. There are definitely pitfalls though. Like the amount of interactions that you can have with your viewers, it's kind of limited in YouTube. Like, for example, channel points, loyalty points. So like literally as you're watching someone's Twitch stream, you can build up channel points just for tuning in, and then redeem those points to like play sound effects, send messages, generate custom emotes. And I think like YouTube definitely isn't on that level. But needless to say, hopefully eventually. Yeah. But needless to say, that hasn't hampered people who play this game and are very successful in it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I think one of there's something you shared with me probably years ago about YouTube and about your own customized homepage, and you talked to me about how, like, of course, those of you who know, maybe most people know this who are in the know, but like your homepage is customized to you. It's gonna like serve you. If you pull up your YouTube right now, it's probably going to show you like a video that more than likely you're going to be enticed to click. That's their job to do that, right?
Right.
And like you shared with me, like I think something along the lines of like how aware of that you were, and how either you sometimes go about like removing or like deleting the cache so that your homepage is not that way for you. And sometimes you don't even, at that time at least, didn't even spend time on the homepage because you didn't want to launch the app thinking you want to search for something and then get pulled into a rabbit hole. Yeah. Do you remember talking about that?
Yeah. And I think there's still more work to do because obviously I have like the McNaughty gaming channel, right? And that has its own recommendations, and I'm trying to make sure that for when I log into that channel, the only thing that I see is other people who create content for the games that I play. And then I obviously have a personal one, which, that can just be whatever it is. But yeah, specifically for this channel, McNaughty Gaming, I didn't want to be pulled into other things because I just wanted to keep the focus on like what I'm trying to do now, and just like grow the channel, grow the community. Yeah. I definitely though, outside of that, like Instagram, I don't even use Facebook anymore, and I don't use TikTok because it just got banned in Montana, I think.
Oh, in the state. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
It got banned there because the terms of service, they allow you to basically read your entire phone, like. And I'm not really over exaggerating that at all. They have access to your keystrokes and all that kind of stuff. Jeez, and wild. TikTok's parent company is in China, so the U.S. government. Anyway, that's like a whole different thing.
I got to dive into that. That's fascinating.
These apps are designed to keep you in them, and if they get a whiff that you're into something that's controversial, it really sucks you in there. So like. People who are into like conspiracy theories and, alt-right stuff or, let's say alt-left stuff, I don't know, whatever, right?
Sure.
The more polarizing it is, the more trapped you become. So I'm desperately trying to avoid that and just have like kind of like a center view of everything. So every once in a while, for Instagram, like I'll clear out everything, right? And and on my personal Instagram account, I only follow like friends, people who I know. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much the story behind it. I just try to avoid those
the best
those
you can,
pitfalls the best I can.
I think I'm
and you've taken steps to like limit your social media usage, right? Like,
I have. I may have spoken to you about a little bit of these steps. Actually, as a matter of fact, talking about deleting Instagram and using a platform, Meta's business suite. That's, you know, to post so that I'm not being sucked into what other people are doing when my main intention is to just post a story or whatever. That's working well, for sure. I was out with my wife today and daughter today, and I'm like, okay, let's post a story, you know, here and there and stuff. And it's cool. I'm not being sucked into that world.
Right.
However, like, I'm starting to think through the lens, and I don't have a solution yet, but when the same stuff that you just described about social media, you know, YouTube plus Facebook, Instagram, like all these things that are algorithm driven. I have a fundamental issue with it, as do you with the way you just described, and I think a lot of people do.
Right.
However, I'm in the content creation space. I make content. I do this stuff. I do this. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is kind of thinking through. There's two things that I'm pretty sure are going to be a major part of how I'm able to share content and provide value and build community on my terms. And those two things right now, and whether it's these two or two things like it, Patreon.
Okay.
And right now I'm using Substack for my newsletter. Okay. So when I look at these two things and say to myself, all right, so Patreon, if you have a community built already and you're able to provide more value and build a deeper community, and people are willing to pay a $5 a month or 10 a month or 30, whatever it is, that's a way that you could make more money, build a tighter knit community than the ads on YouTube, for example. So that's one thing that I'm not even exploring. I've been doing for maybe about eight or 9 months or so now. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Like, I have 6 patrons. I make $135 a month from doing something that's immensely fun.
Right.
Okay, I go Sunday nights and spend an hour teaching chord progressions to other music producers, and we chop it up, and it's just a great thing, you know? So I know that if I continue doing that and continue making sure that when people visit my Instagram, this is like another thing, Instagram, I want to look a little bit more like a digital resume as opposed to what it currently is for me. Like, I want people to be able to go there and get an idea about who I am, but more so like what do I offer? What am I about? What's my main thing, right? Rather than having, maybe I posted something about what I'm about 3 weeks ago and no one's gonna like do that and scroll down here.
Well, you know, the funny thing is, like, that's imperative for you because you're multifaceted. Multifaceted.
Great point.
You know, you're doing the tutoring, you're doing the music, you're doing the live streams, you're doing this show.
Yeah.
So, you know, you have your hands in quite a few pots. So it actually becomes very important to make sure that people know that you do these things. Right?
Super important. No, you're absolutely right. And yeah, just I guess having the awareness of that, I think, is key. And then from a newsletter perspective, having a way to directly talk to my audience.
Right.
And that is something that is just like, it makes a ton of sense, and it's therapeutic in a way. Sometimes I just have things in my mind and I can send it out, and I know that people are like, I know that it goes out to this many people, and, you know, whatever percentage of them actually open it, but there's people that show up for it, and I'm like, okay, cool. And so yes, so that's definitely something there. And I would say the multifaceted thing, on YouTube, there's an update that's coming out at some point this year that I'm very, very excited about.
Do you tell?
For me, yeah, for sure. Well, I can't really talk about it now. I can't really talk about it now.
To be continued. Yeah, to be continued.
Yeah. You guys stay tuned. Actually, that's gonna be behind a paywall. I'm gonna put that. I'll put that part of the conversation.
That's tier 1 on Patreon.
Exactly. There you go. Now it's a so here's the deal. If you visit my YouTube page right now, my YouTube page has, like you said, different types of things on it. It has long form interviews,
right.
It has music tutorials, it has stuff about equipment and all kind of stuff in between, vlogs of me going to New York City, et cetera, et cetera. I try my best, as do most people who are kind of like me, to like make sure that my homepage is broken down to show like some different playlists, like Khordmaster Keys playlist. Like if you know how to navigate YouTube, you can see the list of, you know, episodes there.
Right.
Teenage engineering playlist, so on and so forth.
And you have a thing that's like, oh, good place to start.
Yes, that too, so which I love.
It's like, okay, you're new here.
Yeah.
Start here.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah, you're exactly right. And so that is a precursor to what the update that I'm gonna share with you guys. It's coming out. So that's a way for me to just give a little bit of a taste of everything that I do, right. In hopes that someone will look there and be like, oh, okay, I'm interested in that one, and then click it, and it's, you know, hopefully a good enough video for them to consider subscribing, et cetera, et cetera. So now what this update is, we just talked about how powerful the algorithm is.
Yeah.
To show you across all of YouTube what it thinks you want to see. But what about if you're at my page? What about the algorithm only having to look at my stuff and being, oh, based on your viewing history out of my videos, this is what Kevin McNaughty might be interested in out of Kevin's collection.
Gotcha.
So that is going to be more than likely, in my case, probably, I mean, not replacing all these playlists, but that's going to be replacing that first thing that you just described. And it's just going to be just an easy way for people to, like my mom, if she's looking at it, it's probably going to have these on there and nothing about this, right? And
right.
so that I'm very excited about, because that kind of like helps me have a little bit of clarity about this whole niche down thing, which that's not who I am. Like, I just want to do it all.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have the bandwidth for it yet, but I'm trying, and I'm like figuring things out. And this would allow me to hopefully be able to continue doing it all on that platform at least, and have it reach the right people.
Right. And that's interesting because, like, you know, right now, like, I haven't explored, right? Obviously, Gran Turismo 7, the people who are subscribed to me now, they came here for Gran Turismo 7.
Sure.
And that is going to continue because I love the game.
Right.
I also play other games.
Yeah.
So trying to figure out how to start incorporating that without, you know, alienating the current audience. Like, I think that's something that's going to be important. And then once I'm able to do something like that, then this would be helpful. So like people who tune into my channel for Gran Turismo 7, they're pointed this way. Yeah. Let's say Final Fantasy Remake Part 2, because I'm definitely playing that.
I know you're typing that, bro.
That'll be redirected there.
Yeah.
So
it's a great point.
Smash Brothers, by the way, I got ideas, all right? I got ideas.
About incorporating that or something?
Well,
or you can't talk about it yet?
We can't talk about it yet.
That's tier 1? Tier 1. Patreon.
Tier 1.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. That's exciting to me.
That's called a tease right there.
That is a tease. You can't even tell me. I feel very sad.
I can't even tell you.
No. I mean, it's something to look
I
forward
mean, you
to.
could edit it out, but you know.
That's true. Or we'll talk after. Yeah. So one of the I interviewed a lot of people who stream on Twitch, stream music on Twitch, and some of them do music and video games. And one of the pieces of advice at the time that I talked to a lot of these people, I did like a series essentially of maybe 10 to 15 people that are like prominent on the platform. Look at this ember.
Ooh.
Boom, ash. Whole shirt's gonna be white by the end.
There
It's
it
all
is.
good. I'm good with it.
There it is.
So a lot of amazing, like my thought at the time was like, I can just talk to people who know what they're doing on the platform. I can learn from them, others can learn, and it went really well. I made some great connections and stuff. So one of the pieces of feedback that I remember continuously getting was, in order to be successful on Twitch or YouTube or live streaming in general, you kind of have to not be half in, half out. Specifically, you have to have a schedule.
Yeah.
You have a schedule. You stream how many days a week and what time?
I stream 4 days a week, 12:30 p.m. Eastern to right around 3:30 p.m. Eastern.
People show up. They know that you're going to be there.
They do. I haven't advertised it, but they said they know.
Yeah.
I feel like once, because right now I'm like my basement's being worked on.
Yeah.
Right. So the intention is to move what I have in the office, which is next to my son's room.
Yeah.
Down there.
Gotcha.
So that way it's kind of like isolated. I don't have to worry about things. Like if I wanted to stream at night, let's say, I could do that.
Yeah.
And then I think it gives me a little bit more freedom to then, you know, fully set that schedule.
Sure,
but
sure.
That is what my schedule is right now.
Sure.
What are you doing here? Are you gonna go pee?
Hey, you can make little peeps.
Oh. There
Bound to happen.
Yeah.
All good. I take back everything I said about Sadie earlier.
She's not chill.
No.
She's not chill.
The idea of having a schedule, I mean, super important. It makes sense. For me,
Right.
I struggle with that immensely because part of it was, I don't know if I was making an excuse or what, but my deal was...
But like sorry, not to interrupt,
You're
but
good.
like to schedule for like long form videos or to schedule your live stream?
Live stream.
Gotcha.
Live stream specific we're talking now. Yeah, because
Yeah.
at that time I was really... and I'm still, this is like 2 or 3 years in sort of like running, like when I first started live streaming, getting a taste of what that felt like on Reddit live stream at the time. They had a platform there, and blew my mind the fact that I can play piano and take requests. And I mean, I kid you not, I don't know, 20, I forget the number, but some 20,000 some odd people across the world in like an hour span or 2 hour, however long, like they showed up, and this is like, you're on front page and all this. It was like, this is crazy. It was infectious, right? And I have a chance to reach these people. And so the long and short is the two things that reasons I haven't dove fully in to live streaming, even though I realized that is kind of cater-made, or I don't know if that's the way to say it, but like it's for me. Like I'm able to be myself, and I don't need the edits in order to...
Tailor-made for you.
Yeah.
Catered to you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Cater, what did I say? Cater to? Cater-made.
Cater-made.
Cater-made, yes, that's a new one. That's a tier 1 right there.
Tier 1.
But I think
bonus
the big
content.
thing, I think the big thing with me was like, what if I say that I'm streaming Mondays and Thursdays at this time, at 7 p.m., whatever, and what if a Monday or Thursday shows up and I don't feel like doing it?
Now, see, that is why I was like, kind of like, should I do this? Should I not do this? But then the first instance in which something came up, that created an issue where I couldn't stream, you know, all I did was create a YouTube community post and told everyone that like, hey, I can't stream that day, right? And I think that most communities understand that, like, you know, there is a real life outside of this, right? A lot of people tune in while they're eating something, while they're relaxing, you know? Like a television show.
Yep.
Because it's
That
effectively what it is for them, right? An online television show.
Yeah, sure.
And for us, you know, we aim to entertain, but sometimes we have responsibilities, and I think that most people are quite understanding of that.
Definitely.
But I will say this, the first time that I knew that anyone cared, like, I was streaming, and then one day I didn't stream, and I was like, whatever. I have like 20 people who are subscribed to me, like, they don't care, right? And one of those 20 people, they sent me a DM on Instagram. They're like, McNaughty, where were you? I missed you today. And I was like, oh,
dude, yeah.
People actually do care. They actually want to see you, and they're actually, you know, paying attention to see, you know, when you're there or when you're not there. So, you know, now it's like, okay, if I can't, I got to let people know that I can't. And for example, like, we're recording this over Memorial Day weekend, right? So Monday's a holiday, but not all of my audience is American. So, you know, at the end of my last stream, I was like, you know, I'll be back on Tuesday. To just let the people who don't know what Memorial Day is, that I'm not going to be here on Monday, even though normally I am. Keeping them informed, posted. It's the same way with, you know, your newsletter. Totally. It keeps people in the loop. Yeah. Because when you watch, I'm going to go back to the TV reference, right? When you watch your favorite TV show, or, you know, in the past, like, you know, when there was only TV and not streaming, you know, when you turn on the TV and you expect to see a certain show at like 7:30 p.m. and then it's not on, and you're like, well, what the heck? I wanted to watch that show. So you actually are upset about it, right?
So of course.
You can kind of equivocate that to people tuning in to watch us, right? They're ready, they got their popcorn ready, let's say. And then they fire up YouTube. Hey, what's happening? He's not streaming. He didn't say he's not streaming. So, you know, it's kind of like that.
Dude, it's a great point about like getting confirmation from people that they enjoyed what you did, or they watch what you're doing, or just any type of feedback, like that type of like real life, rather than the feedback of liking, or I guess in streaming case, even the number of viewers. But like when you hear from someone like, yo, I enjoyed that. It doesn't always have to be good. It's just like, just hearing something, some feedback, something about what it is that you're doing. Acknowledgement, appreciation. For me, the big thing for me by far is when someone says that anything that like what I do inspires them. I see, you know, Kev, I see you consistent with creating content. Like I go through, and all of us do go through ruts or go through peaks and valleys of like your creativity and stuff. But when people say that they're like inspired by that, that to me is like bigger than any other feedback that I've gotten from people.
Yeah, I mean, and I think, you know, because like now I go on, and over the course of the 3 or so hours that I stream, like people are in chat, and it's a lot of the same guys who come back in, guys and gals, who come back in and, you know, throw comments in there, because like, you know, at this point it's like we kind of know each other, right? So like we build upon things that happened yesterday or 2 days before or last week, right? And it's, you know, something like that, you inspire me, like that's very direct and very powerful. But I think, you know, what I get from my community, I'm not saying that I need that. Guys, if you're watching this, I don't need that. It's okay.
It's all good.
But, like, you know, if I win a race and they're like, oh, yeah, good game, P1, let's go. Just seeing all those, it's like, instead of like the one big pow with inspiration, it's like, boom, 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 for lack of better words. You know, the short jolts of energy that, you know, collectively, they inspire me to, you know, keep going, trying to get better each day.
Totally.
Let me throw some logs in this.
Sure, yeah. When you come back, we're gonna do a rapid fire.
Ooh, I was ready. I was waiting for that.
Got some rapid fires. Yeah, I got some rapid fires prepared.
Okay, let me turn this light off real quick because it keeps turning on and off.
Sure thing. I'll probably take this and rotate it off. Put it back. That's good.
Now, I'm gonna ask, now that I turn that light off and it's darker here, your exposure is enough?
So that's set to automatic, this camera here.
Okay.
If we were using a different camera, obviously we'd be dealing with a different situation. But you can even take a look at yours. I mean, it's gonna be dark, the audio is gonna be fine. For people who are watching it the whole time, I think it'll be kind of a cool effect. To see us in that brightness and the real, you know, that type of thing. So yeah, it'll be
and Google allows you to do AI. After the fact, brighten it up, whatever. And throw a couple of these Johns in here.
Nice.
Oh, that could have been
close.
bad.
Yeah. So happening in slow motion.
Where do I want to throw this one? I'll start there. Okay.
Dude, so cool. I mean, this is like something that's been around since it was invented, since they discovered it.
Since cavemen?
Yeah, since they were like, you know, like that's really cool, man.
It's still fascinating after eons.
That's right.
Human beings still fascinated by fire.
That's right. Like sometimes, the simplest things, right?
Yeah.
So, okay. Yeah. All right. So, rapid fire question. So, I'm going to ask you to name for me a movie and a TV show that you love.
A movie, Avengers: Infinity War.
Okay. Why do you love it?
It was the culmination of several superhero movies over the span of 10 years. And it was very well directed, very well produced, and it lived up to the hype.
Wow.
Lived up to the hype. And I should mention that, we're going to roll it back. I was never really into superheroes as a kid. Right?
Okay.
Like, yeah, you'd see, like, Power Rangers or whatever on TV, but, like, I
Yeah.
wasn't a fanatic. I never wanted comic books, and
Yeah.
even now I kind of still don't want to spend money on them, but,
Yeah.
I can appreciate it more. But these movies, they came out, and they're reasonably well made for superhero movies.
Sure.
And I got hooked, just like
almost the rest of the world.
Millions of people, right?
Minus me for whatever reason. I never watched them. Not watched them and didn't like them, but yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So so to go into theaters and see that and just take that all in, it was surreal.
Dude, we saw Dark Knight Rises together in theaters. You recall this? Remember this?
Yes.
We saw Dark Knight Rises at the movie theater in Bridgewater, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
That was good. I like Dark Knight a lot. I like Batman.
I think that's the best Batman trilogy.
Yeah.
Best set of Batman movies there ever have been.
Yeah, maybe ever will be.
Probably ever will be.
Yeah, because I wasn't feeling the Batman too much, even though I know some people.
They keep changing it every movie, right? It's like a different actor every movie.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're bringing back Michael Keaton for that Flash movie.
I'm excited about that.
Are you?
I'm curious about it. I don't know anything about Flash except he's fast as hell. But I'm curious about what that looks like, and because Batman is in it, so of course I have to see that.
And I find that a lot of my comic book knowledge came from I go to see the movie, I'm like fascinated by it, and I go to a YouTube channel and be like, hey, explain how this ties back to the comics, and then they'll break it down for 20 minutes, saying like, oh well, when this character did blah 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 blah.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, that's pretty sick. That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
And then it creates hype for like what might happen, because they're like, oh, in this comics book series, these characters do X, Y, and Z, and then there's anticipation to see if in the movie they do something similar to that.
Right.
But the folks at Marvel Studios have been generally pretty good at not directly following the comic book material, just to, explore something different, which is nice. TV show.
Mm-hmm.
Bridgerton.
Oh wow, I haven't watched that. Okay, why do you like it? What's good about it?
So Game of Thrones, got me into being able to watch a TV series about something that was like in the past.
Okay.
Right,
Yeah.
like medieval times, that kind of stuff, right? And prior to that, like if I knew it was like about like knights and horses and all that kind of stuff, I'm like, yo, get that crap away from me.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Keep that over there.
Stop it.
Yeah.
And so that opened like my expanded my palette, let's say, to those types of shows. And then this thing came out on Bridgerton, and admittedly, Denise was like, hey, let's watch this.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, we'll watch it. And then I was just hooked, because it takes place in like 16th, 17th century, 17th century England.
Okay.
And there's a queen, there's a king, there's high houses and all that kind of stuff. But then like the whole thing is like there's drama and scandal behind the scenes.
Okay.
And, like back then, like I don't know, if you are seen with a woman, before getting married, it's like scandal, and then your social status. It's like kind of ridiculous by today's standards. But it like just makes for like funny watching, just to see is someone gonna get exposed. And the other nice thing about it is that obviously back then in that England, you're white, or if you're not white, you're a slave, right? So Netflix took steps to make sure that it wasn't 100% accurate to 17th century England, and the queen is black, and there's a high house, Danbury, that is black, and Hastings, like the Duke of Hastings, which is a character in the first season, he's black. So I think they kind of made it like that, but also made it relevant to how culture might be today.
Sure. So their own spin on it.
Yeah.
Interesting. I wonder if Jess is it. She's
probably
good
knows
for
about it.
watching
She knows about it.
most
I
Netflix
bet.
series. Yes, I'm curious enough. I think she did. What is this one called New Amsterdam or something? I think she's watching some like hospital show or something that she seems to love. Okay, very cool. So name a place that you visited that you loved.
The Florida Keys.
Oh, tell me about it. What was nice about it?
Well, it was my honeymoon, so it was bound to be nice.
Yeah, has to be.
But it was nice just being able to walk up and down like the blocks, because it's like very squared off.
Mm-hmm.
It's the southernmost point of the United States, right? They have a landmark there, and it's the end of Route 1.
That's cool.
And if you live in like New Jersey, like Route 1, you know about it.
Yeah.
So like, I'm kind of a nerd in the sense that like, it's cool for me to be able to see the end of a highway.
Crazy.
And then, once we went down there, I was like, okay, now we got to go to Maine because I want to see the other end of
sure.
Route 1.
Wow. Okay.
So that's pretty cool. And then, there's one highway that gets you from basically the Everglades down to the Key West where we stayed.
Yeah.
Being able to take a car and, just sightsee all of the different, keys.
Yeah.
We actually stopped in Isla Morada, which was like small and cute, and had a nice brewery there. Have some paraphernalia from there.
Nice.
And yeah, it was just so chill. Like I would love to go again. Bring the entire family.
Sure.
All three of us.
Well, yeah. Your little family, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
And it was really nice. Really nice. It was really hot, but still really nice.
Great time.
Yeah, great time. I'd recommend it to anybody.
Mm-hmm. No, we can definitely keep that. I think you're at least the second person. Someone else, I forget who it was, talked about how nice that area is. Last thing that we're going to talk about, less of a question, more of a just talk about it, man. You're a father now. I'm a father.
Yes.
We're experiencing something that is a gift, right? It's a gift from God that we have a chance to be dads to our children.
Right.
And I want to know, like, from your end, I said it's not a question. I have to stand true with that. I would like for you to talk about openly whatever you'd like to share, just about what parenting means to you, what being a father is, how, like, looking into your son's eyes and seeing the things he does, and hopefully down the road we have a chance to look at this and reflect on you talking about your son at, how old is he now?
He's 21 months.
21 months.
In a week or so.
Tell me about parenting.
Dude, it's funny because I had a conversation like this at this fire pit with our friend Roger.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? And he asked a similar question, like, is it worth it? All that kind of stuff. And like, you really can't describe how awesome it is to be a parent, to be a father, until you are one, right? And I mean, to be completely honest, there are times where you're just like, whoa, what the heck have I done? Like, can I really do this? And that usually happens like with your first kid in the first couple weeks when you're getting no sleep. It's scary. It's challenging. But it's the best thing that I've ever done and probably ever will do. I wake up every morning and I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see the smile on my son's face. Like, if I got nothing else out of life, and I don't mean to be overly dramatic, but like, I honestly feel this way. If I get nothing out of life except my son's smile at me, like, I'm good, man. I'm good.
Yeah.
Money, fame, success. That smile of his, that's money. His success is my success. His admiration of me, that makes me famous.
Wow.
So I get everything that I need. Well, not everything, because I got things for my wife also.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, hey, all right. Okay.
But you know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
it's just incredible. It's incredible.
Yeah.
And it also makes you think about like how you might have been, because like, you know, we were children a long time ago.
Totally,
right?
totally.
But then like, you know, you look at your mom and dad with, you know, that admiration back then, and then you're just like, holy crap, I understand.
Yeah.
Like, I understand why they say the things that they say, why they do what they do.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's incredible, man. Dude. It's incredible.
The best thing in the world. It's it really is. And it's like, I've been blessed to have had a lot of good things. God has really done amazing things in my life over the course of my life. And I'm thankful and grateful for all those things. When I look at the same exact thing that you just described, like for me, you know, the smile, and more specifically, like the times when the smiles happen, like when I'm changing her on that changing table, man, and I'm like right above her, and I can just be as weird as I truly want to be, but I'm just like my wife doesn't appreciate my weirdness sometimes, you know. Kayla, she loves the weirdness, and I was hopeful, and obviously, who knows, as she gets older, you know, whatever. But like right now, she loves it. She loves the fact that I'm doing this. Like literally, just today, I'm doing this thing where I'm covering my face, and then like, you know, I can see her through like the little crack of my fingers, and I see that she's like smiling, like she knows something's about to happen. Yeah. And I open it up and I do like a face, like a weird sound. And then now today, she's like putting her hands on my hands, and she's now controlling when the hands move. And then sometimes like I start doing it, and then I start going real fast.
Yeah.
Dude, when I was doing the fast thing earlier today, she was cracking up harder than I've ever heard her laugh. And I'm like, oh my God, like this is incredible.
You know it's good when they laugh so hard that they get hiccups after.
Oh, I haven't experienced that. Yeah. Okay, so they start laughing, and then just out of nowhere.
Cam will have that cackle going for a while, and then like he'll start hiccuping, and he'll get sad because he's like, I want to laugh still, but like I can't because I keep hiccuping.
That's funny. See, I never even correlated. I didn't even know that the two, one had to, or maybe I guess it does.
I didn't know until he started doing it.
Yeah, like, and you're like, okay, there's something to this.
It's like, I guess this happens when you laugh too much.
Yeah,
when you're a toddler, I guess.
All right, last but not least, I'm just gonna say one more word, and then we're gonna close.
Okay.
I enter.
Yo.
Yo, man.
Yo. Let me tell you. That happened here first, okay?
It happened here first.
You got all these things in your house right now, right? You got security cameras, you got doorbell cameras, you got, I don't know, Google Home, a door lock, automated door lock, okay? Don't let them lie to you.
Don't let them.
Don't let them. We did that. That's I enter, okay? Capstone Design. We invented it
in college.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember doing the soldering. That was fun stuff, man.
Bro.
Fun stuff.
Breadboard, soldering.
Ooh, the culmination of 4 hard years.
129 pages.
Oh yeah, that we had a
report.
Yeah, that was wild.
Oh my gosh.
But I remember the feeling handing that. I think that was the very last thing, if I'm not mistaken, or one of that we had to like do.
Yeah.
And then once that was handed in, we did our presentation.
Yep.
Then it was like, yo, no more homework ever. Kind of. We did our master's.
We did masters, yeah.
So, okay, fine, yeah. But man, yo, thank you so much for being a guest, man. This was awesome. It's gonna be a little dark for you guys, but hopefully you guys can still hear us nice and clear.
Yes.
And hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Kev, appreciate you, man.
Yeah, no problem, man. Appreciate you too.
Yes, sir. Sadie, you're not chill.
He's like, forget your wine.
Sadie's like, what?
Come on.
Let's
go Piddles.
What did you expect me to do just now, right, Sadie?
Come.
Hey.
Come.
There you go.
Piddles. Go Piddles. No. Go Piddles. Go Piddles. No? Go Piddles. Huh? I don't know, but she doesn't look like she's gonna pee, so go back in. You're not gonna go pee. Inside. Go. Oh, do you need some more or?
No, it's cool.
Okay,
it's cool.
sorry about that, man.
No worries. Yeah, so